today I'm filming for you another raw advice video, and first and foremost, I just got off a boat. I was riding around on a boat all day today and my hair is disheveled and windblown. My skin is putrid and white because I was puking the entire time because seasick. If you don't know what Raw Advice is a series that I run here on my channel where you ask me any questions that you may have, whether they be about your relationships, your family, about me, about what I do, about my life, anything, and I'll answer them for you. Regardless of if they're very personal, TMI, no matter what, there's no such thing. I'll answer any question. I have no filter, no holds barred. I like to just answer whatever you guys want to ask because you worth it. People ask me all the time, where do I ask the Raw Advice questions? Ask them in the description. No. Ask them in the comments of this video for the next video. So if you want to know where to ask the question, then just leave the question in the comments of this video. So leave your question, or if you want to leave it to me anonymously and you don't want to have everybody know what your question is going to be, then send me a private message on Facebook. And my Facebook account, the link is in the description of this video, so you can just click on there, send me a private message, and I will read it anonymously. YTS Kid WTF says, Kristi, after watching this I felt like asking a question. One of my closest friends met this guy on a dating website in March, which is great, and I was so happy for her until I met him. And yes, I know I sound like a bitch. She's 22, he's 26, and he makes her feel like she's too old to go out drinking. She should not get slammed with her friends because he does not want to be there for that, which is fair, but because he doesn't want to be a part of it, she doesn't either. And I can feel her slipping away. Like I said, they met in March and we're taking it slow, and we are just in June now. She says yeah, I'm waiting a little bit further. Sorry, it takes me so long. And we're taking it slow, and now they're just in June now, and we just moved into his house. And she just moved into his house. Damn, that's fast. I feel like things are going so fast and definitely not slow. He seems nice, but he's so restricted. I've seen him smile twice in 3 full days I spent with him and her. He has zero humor and gets offended really easily. Oh, he sounds like the fucking worst. I don't know. I feel like such a dick because I want to be happy for her. I don't feel like she's spending time with her at their house because I get judged for going out, and at the same time I just want to tell her that he should not control her world and have an honest conversation with her about him hearing it. Should I, or am I just a bitch that needs to get over the fact that I don't like her boyfriend as long as she's happy? I want her to be so happy, but I don't want to lose her friends or herself because of him. She's a party girl and I love her to death, but when we go out, most of the time we lay on the couch. Wait, what? She's a party girl and I love her to death, both when we go out, but most of all when we lay on the couch and play stupid board games. Okay, so my advice on that is, I mean, to be real, like if I just was going to tell you what I would do, I'd be like, okay, say her name is Kim. I'd be like, Kim, really? Really? I don't know, I would just probably be like, he seems like kind of a dick. Like, why are you being with the guy who, for one, doesn't smile? That's weird. 2, he's restricting you from doing the things I know you like doing because, girl, you party, and we used to party all the time, and now you don't want to. And I feel like we're slipping away from each other and I don't like that. So I would probably just be honest with her. That's what I would do. I'd probably be like, dude, he's the fucking worst. And if she was like, I love him, be like, okay, well then I'll back off. But I just want to let you know that, like, I feel like he's taking over the you that I know you are, because you know her before him, so you know the person that she is. I mean, sometimes people change when they get in a relationship, but if she's turned into someone that's completely different, I don't know, I'd probably talk to her about it. You can leave her if she truly seems so happy, but if he seems like such a douchebag, this little guy is coming out to say hi. Hello, neck zit, chest zit. If she loves him to death, well, then, you know, that's just what it is. Maybe she's not going to listen to you either way. But if it's going to make you feel better to be like, you know what, I tried to let her know that she's wrong. You know, that's a really fast relationship, and at this point, it's not like she can be like, we've been together for 6 years, and now you're telling me this? She could be like, we've been together for 3 months, and now you're telling me this? So I would definitely tell her. He sounds like a total D-bag. Corey McDermott says, are you a vet tech? Love the video. Not a vet tech, I'm a receptionist at a vet hospital. I have no training as far as veterinary medicine goes. I do love animals, and I know a hell of a lot about them, but I am a receptionist. I am not a tech. This person would like to remain anonymous. My question scenario is, I recently graduated college and I've been seeing this guy on and off my entire senior year. So college, senior year. Okay. We had a pretty casual relationship. We were friends for years for years before we got together, and we were exclusive to one another. We decided when we got together that after graduation we would break things off because neither of us wanted to do the long distance thing. He has trust issues from a previous long distance relationship that ended terribly, and he was my first real relationship, so I wasn't comfortable either. Anyway, at the time I was okay with this setup, but now after breaking up, I've come to realize that I was in love with him, and I think he loved me too. We still talk daily and have a great friendship, but it's tearing me up inside, and to know that I still love him and can't be with him. I also don't want to confront him and put pressure on him to be in a relationship with me if he doesn't want it. I'm just really confused and don't know what to do about it at all. I really can't stand the idea of losing him completely. Do you have any advice for a hopeless romantic? Or how would you suggest moving from a relationship back to a friendship? Because I do value friendship more than anything. Thanks, Kristi. It means the world to me. Love you lots. That's a tough one. I mean, if you really want to be with him, just be with him. I mean, if you guys can figure out a way to be together, I definitely would. I think it would be worth it if you love him. I mean, you only live one time, so you don't want to let the love of your life slip away. You don't want him to be the one that got away. You know, you don't want to go your life regretting not getting with him or not telling him how you feel. So I would definitely try to be with him if you want to. I mean, if you can logistically make it work with the location and stuff like that, I would. And if not, if you want to just transition from relationship to friend, that's very, very hard. So trust me, I don't even know how to give you advice on that. I don't really know. I'm not very good at that. And see, of course, my problem is I've been in a relationship for 10 years, so I don't have any friends that I feel that way towards. I love my husband, so I don't really have great advices for you to transition from a relationship to friend because I've never done that before. So anybody can help her? Because I don't know if I can. Kirsten Daffron says, my question is, how do you stay motivated doing YouTube when people say horrible things? Also, what did your husband think when bad things are said? And last, what has been the hardest thing in your marriage? How do you stay motivated on YouTube when people say horrible things? Well, I truly just laugh at them. I don't take anything that anybody says on YouTube to heart. You can't. For one, they're people on YouTube, so they're not people that you're probably going to ever know in your real life. The meanest things that people say to me are like, oh, the meanest comment I ever got was, you are stupid, ugly, dumb, ugly, fat, fat, fat. That was the meanest comment I ever got. I have it memorized because I laughed my fucking ass off at it. So the thing is that people are going to say mean things. I stay motivated because the nice things far outweigh the mean things, and the people that say the mean things are just trolling little dumb cunts. What did my husband think when bad things are said? We laugh. I never take bad things to heart. I don't ever take bad things to heart unless it's like at my character. If somebody says like, wow, you're really trying too hard and it's really embarrassing or something, I'd be like, ouch, that's mean. But I never comment back usually. When people call me fat or stupid or ugly, I truly don't care. We laugh because you have to laugh it off. I mean, I truly don't get offended. It's really hard to offend me. The only way you're ever gonna offend me is like if you call my cat ugly, or please don't call my cat ugly, he's not ugly. Or if you like say something about my husband, or if you say that I'm not like, if you think my videos are bad quality, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like if you're commenting on my character as a person, that's when it upsets me. But it doesn't really even upset me then, because why the fuck do I care? I don't care. What has been the hardest thing in our marriage? Financial struggles are hard, as far as like when you're like really low on money, you can kind of start picking at each other. But really, we don't have many struggles in our marriage. We've never cheated on each other. There's never been anything like that. So I mean, really, I don't feel like we've really had any. So financial struggles are really the main one, and it's really not that bad. She Sharice says, Kristi, I have a problem. I honestly look at you like a big sister, so I hope you can help or give me a little advice. I'm 18. I started dating my boyfriend in March, and we both admitted that we felt like we've known each other our entire lives, and that other gross emotion stuff. He's my first boyfriend, and I'm the first girl he has loved. I really love him, but my idea of love, of course, because at my age, I have to be realistic. But I'm starting to worry that about the end of summer. We're going to different colleges. They're only an hour and a half apart, which is nothing because we live an hour and a half apart now. We see each other almost every other day in the summer, and we made it work during the school year. But he talks about the future. I never seem to be there, but to be fair, I never really include him when I talk about any other time after August. We've addressed the fact that we need to talk about it, but I'm the one who wants to wait, because why mess up a good thing by discussing something that can wait, you know? I know he may want to continue dating when school starts, and that would be great, although it would bring up so many new stupid anxieties with me, like wondering if we're holding each other back, or God forbid he parties with other girls, or he may not. I guess my question is, how do you deal with heartbreak? Even if he doesn't want to end things, I know this won't last forever, and he's my first boyfriend, and honestly, the thought of getting my heart broken by him is terrifying. Sorry this is long. Thank you for reading it. I hope you're having a great day and that your cats aren't being assholes. Well, they always are. Dealing with heartbreak, I mean, it's really tough because if you love somebody, regardless of your age, or if you think you're in love, or the whole thing, it's really shitty because when you really want to be around somebody and you're doubting it, you know, if you're doubting it right now, it may not work, but it may. I mean, just because you're young and just because you're going to college doesn't mean that you can't make it work. Do I think you guys should probably date around and experiment and kind of, you know, yeah, probably be a good idea to, when you're in college, not be in a very serious relationship, because for one, it's going to be kind of hard to pay attention to your schoolwork. For two, it's a perfect time to really kind of get out there, and, you know, I don't really know what to tell you other than to deal with heartache, you have to just deal with it. When I got my heart broken from one of my boyfriends, I didn't eat for a week and I laid in bed and I watched an entire 10 seasons of Friends. So I don't deal with it very well. Granted, I've been with my husband for 10 years and there's been no heartache. We've never like split up or broke up or divorced, or we've never done anything. Like, we've never even slept out of the house. Like, I've never been like, I'm sleeping at somebody else's house tonight. You know what I mean? We don't do that. So it's hard for me to give you a lot of advice on the fact that, like, how to deal with heartache, because I really haven't gone through it. I've gone through my own share of heartache with family dying and stuff, but it's not the same thing as a relationship heartache. You know what I mean? So I think you guys should just try and make it work and love it while it's happening, and then let naturally happen what will. Don't overthink it. I mean, just enjoy being together now. The thought of not being with him literally terrifies you, but that's literally every relationship. I think the thought of not being with somebody is easier than the thought of them being with somebody else. Like, for me, a lot of times I hear girls talk about, like, oh, I don't want to break up with him because if I saw him with another girl. That is the hardest part of it. I mean, if you see him happy with somebody else, you're like, what about me? You know, and that's just a shitty feeling. So, I don't know. I think that I would just enjoy each other while you have each other and don't stress about it. But to you know, if you're dealing with heartache, heartache's gonna come if you're breaking up with somebody. So, I'm sorry. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I think that you're probably try to be together if you guys really love each other, and if you want to be together, then try and stick together, and if it doesn't work out, then you guys will both have understood that mutually. Angel says, I have another question. Recently there's a guy in my grade who's tried to get in my pants for the last year. If I told him off every single time, but he seems like he doesn't get it. I blocked him countless times. Anyway, how do you feel about guys and girls that only want to use people for sex? And also, have you had this happen to you before? No, I've never had anybody try to just have sex with me. I mean, I've never experienced that before, except for on Periscope. I would say, how do I feel about guys and girls that only want to use people for sex? I think if it's mutual, I mean, it depends on your age, I suppose. If it's mutual, I don't know if I really have that big of a problem with it. I mean, as long as you're being safe and practicing safe sex. I mean, if you guys are both cool with it, if one person's emotionally attached and the other one's just using you as a booty call, I'm not cool with that. I think it's a total dick move. But if you guys are both on the same page and it's like great and friends with benefits type of thing, and you guys are old enough and practicing safe sex, I don't see why there's a problem with it. I don't care what people do with their own sex lives. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. Do I think it's cool when people use people for sex and don't have any intention of doing anything else with them? And no, I think that's really fucked up. But it happens, and just be aware of it. Know that if that's the only reason they contact you, that's a dick move. Jin Kimono says, I've been struggling with severe depression and anxiety my whole life, but for the past few years it's been so much worse than anything I've dealt with before. I see a psychiatrist on a regular basis and I've been on more medications than I can count, but none of them have worked. My brain is constantly telling me I'm a fat piece of shit, I'm ugly, no one really cares about me, I'll never accomplish anything, etc. Deep down, I know most of this isn't true, but I feel like I'm losing the battle with my brain, and the longer this goes on. I'm 22 and I haven't done anything with my life. On top of all of this, I have fibromyalgia, which is not only am I in mental pain, but physical pain too. Just getting out of bed is hard. I'm so tired and I don't know what to do. I feel so alone. Do I have any advice for me? Oh, that is a really tough. I do. I mean, I guess my advice is to say, I wish that I could take my brain and put it in your head. I wish that I could take the parts of me that feel no self-consciousness at all and give them to you. It is if you're dealing with mental problems, as far as like you actually see a psychiatrist and you see people to help you with this problem, you're already getting what you need as far as professional help, and that's what I would suggest, and you're already doing that. If the meds aren't working, a lot of time meds don't work, and a lot of times they can just mask the problem. Try and force yourself to get out there and do things. I don't know, I've never dealt with just dropping shit on the floor. I've never dealt with what you're going through before, so I can't personally give you experience. I can tell you that I've dealt with a mild to moderate amount of anxiety, and I've dealt with some little bouts of depression here and there, but it's not something I've suffered with for a long time. But you also deal with chronic pain, so you see a psychiatrist, maybe you need to just talk to somebody else, or maybe you need to have an outlet like YouTube, or maybe, you know, if you don't leave your house but you want a way to connect with people and to put yourself out there and to become more confident, maybe try making a YouTube channel, or try periscoping, or try something where people can connect with you on a personal level, where you don't have to leave your house, because sometimes it's really hard to, like you said, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to leave your house. Depression and anxiety and those things can literally consume you, and it's so hard to get out of them because it's not something you can just coax yourself and be like, just stop doing it. You know down deep that those things aren't the right things to be thinking, but you can't help it because your brain is just misfiring or something. All I can tell you is to legitimately force yourself to do things that you don't want to do. You have to force it. I did not want to go to Generation Beauty, but everything has changed since I did. I feel more confident. I feel better about myself. My anxiety has gone. I have no more anxiety about talking to people because I forced myself to go. And you, my subscribers, my viewers, you guys are the reason that I stopped doing that. So I'm going to tell you, literally force yourself to go outside, leave the house, do things you're uncomfortable doing, and maybe that can help. And I'm really sorry, I wish I had a better answer for you, but you are not a piece of shit. Nobody thinks of you that way. They really don't. If you prove to them that you're worthy, just go out there and do stuff. If people are like, wow, you're out of the house, you're doing stuff, be like, yes, because I'm changing my fucking life. Alicia McDaniel says, I lied, one more time, last one, I swear. What eyelashes are you wearing? I'm so in love with them. And this is in my last raw advice video. I'm wearing no lashes today. I was wearing the House of Lashes Siren Lashes. They're my favorites. Allison Eggers says, can you please look at my Instagram and tell me if I'm wasting time or just thinking about pursuing YouTube? I have a few makeup looks that got decent for a nobody response, and the rest is my life. Yes, I will take a look at it if you can just tell me your Instagram name. What kind of film gear did you have when you first started out? Camera, lighting, makeup, etc. I'm an illustrator and painter. Do you think that adding that stuff to my channel will make it more successful? Okay, well that's a good question. Yes, I will look at your Instagram. I'll look it up. Like, you have to tell me the name of it so I can look it up. Maybe you did, but I'll try and look for it. Please look at my Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Do you think you're wasting my time about pursuing YouTube? You're never wasting your time pursuing YouTube. YouTube is an amazing confidence booster and gets you out there, gets you talking to people. It's never a waste of time. It says, what kind of film gear did you have when you first started out? Camera, lighting, makeup. I purchased the Canon Rebel T3i, and I used the kit 18-55mm lens. And lighting, I purchased the softbox lighting from Amazon for $112. It came with 2 softbox lighting. I would forego that in the future and just do what I have now, which is the Stellar Diva ring light from DVE store. And makeup, I purchased the Coastal Scents 252 palette, the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and some foundations and mascaras and lashes and stuff. I mean, you really truly can get by with just that. The Coastal Scents 252 is the perfect kit for any beginner or anybody that wants to start off, do awesome makeup looks, but for not a lot of money. And I also bought the Coastal Scents brush kit, and I feel like you can really do inexpensive makeup looks with that, and that's what I started my channel with. Now I have this huge collection, but I just had to grow it over the years. I'm also an illustrator and painter. Do you think adding that stuff to my channel will make it more successful? Absolutely. It may not make it more successful necessarily, but it will be something you love to do, and in turn that will show that you love it, and then people will want to watch it. So like the Real Cat Sketch on YouTube, she has a great channel, and she sketches and does artist and body painting and stuff like that too. So yeah, totally. I would just do it. Kiana Walker says, I got married at 18 and we have 2-year-old twin boys who are a world. I'm 23 now. I've always dreamed of being a cosmetologist, and since I got married and became a mommy so early in life, I got set back. I want to go to school, but I work part-time and take care of my baby so the rest of the time. I'm worried to enroll in beauty school because I don't want to take time away from my family. My first question is, what do you think I should do about school so I can spend as much time with my husband and kids as possible? Also, I really want to create a beauty and YouTube channel because I love makeup and hair so much, and I think I have a lot to offer, and I think it could help me get a jump start on my career, but I'm worried of overwhelming myself. I'm torn on if I want to do YouTube first and then school, or if I should just jump all in, do YouTube and school all at once. Anyway, thank you for reading. Okay, so it really just depends. You have got a crazy busy life already. YouTube takes a lot of time depending on how many videos you put up. I feel like I work at least 20-30 hours a week on YouTube. 20 realistically is more close to what I spend, and then Instagram and YouTube together like 30. And then I work a 40-hour-a-week job as well. So trust me, I know what it's like to have no time, but I don't have children. So you're already working so much harder and more busy than me. Do I think that you should do school first? I didn't do any school. I feel like you can learn a lot online without necessarily going to school. If you want to be a cosmetologist, like if you want to be a makeup artist, you can self-teach yourself. If you want to go to school for sure. But if you're doing it just because you don't think you can learn yourself, the answer is you can. I've never had any formal training in makeup artistry, special effects makeup, hair, nothing. I've just done it all myself, and I think that I would probably do a YouTube channel first. You could wait, but the longer you put it off, the less likely you are to do it. So yeah, I would just create a YouTube channel, get going out there. You can learn as you go, and if you can't start school right away, well then you can practice on YouTube and just get better and better. And if you think you have a lot to offer, I think it would be awesome to just do it. I'm all about just doing it. A couple of months, this is from Love to Laugh 113. A couple of months ago, my boyfriend of 2 years broke up with me, and I'm having a hard time getting over him. We were long distance for the majority of our relationship. However, I did go and see him every other weekend over the holidays when I had longer breaks from school and work. The reason we broke up is kind of mixed between the distance and the fact that he cheated on me. I always thought if someone cheated on me, I'd tell him to fuck off and get over it pretty much immediately, but so far that hasn't been the case. He cut me off completely and already has a new girlfriend that he cheated on me with, figures. And I feel like an idiot for still caring about him, but he was my first love, so I feel like this comes with the territory. What can I do to get over him and possibly get some closure? Apologies for this being so long. Don't even apologize for it being long. To get over him, think about what he did to you, and think about how I had a boyfriend cheat on me, and so I had to do this to myself too, because I forgave the fucking bastard, and I should have never. Think about the thoughts going through his mind when he did that to you. Think about how it wasn't an accident. He didn't accidentally go to her house. He didn't accidentally get his dick hard. He didn't accidentally stick it in her. He didn't accidentally make out with her. He didn't accidentally text her and ask her to hang out. All of that stuff was intentional, knowing you were there on the sidelines, loving him and waiting for him. That's how you get over him. You get over him by picturing his infidelity towards you as what it really was. Not that he broke you and he broke your trust. He literally did the worst thing. He fucking went behind your back. Mean. It's just mean. It's really hard to let go when you love somebody and they betray you like that. But I truly just work on yourself. Find yourself a hobby. Work on that hobby really a ton. Stop thinking about him. Stop watching movies you guys watch together. Try to realize the infidelity he did towards you was literally purely heartbreaking, and the fact that he ignores you now and is with another girl, leave his ass alone. Don't talk to him anymore. Try to move on. It's very hard, but just picture how much of a dick move it was what he did to you. It was a dick fucking move. Zairo Delgadillo, so sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, says, the thing I need advice on is that there's this guy I met on Tinder. He is kinda nice, and we're gonna meet each other this Friday. The thing is that he says he's fat, and I don't have a problem with fat guys. He doesn't look fat in his pictures. He says, he doesn't look fat in his pictures. I think he isn't fat, but he just feels that way. I'm planning on telling him he isn't fat this Friday. Well, I'm sorry, I was too late by this time. This Friday, but I'd like to know what to tell him to make him feel better about himself without making him think I like him, because I don't. I just think he's really cool and he has a great personality. I feel bad because this was 3 weeks ago and this was a week ago that you asked that. And you've probably already talked to him about it. But just telling people, like, stop caring what you think that you think other people think about you, because I'm telling you right now, nobody looks at you the way you look at yourself. I have some friends who are overweight and I have some friends who are super skinny, and I've never looked at them in any way other than, I love you, my friend. That's it. I don't even pay attention to that, so nobody should. And so the only way you can do that is by building them up. And if he's like, oh, I'm really ugly and fat, be like, just knock it off. Just stop. Stop talking about yourself that way, because it's unbecoming, and it's just seriously, like, it's wrong and it's not true. So maybe being a little stern with him, be like, you need to stop. You're not fat and you need to stop calling yourself that, because it's really fucking annoying. Jordan Dash says, my question for you is, because you've changed your mind about having children, are you glad you did not have them? Do you think that if you would have them, you would have regret that you had them? Okay, so am I glad I did not have kids? Yes, I'm very glad I don't have children. Would I regret it if I did have kids? I truly don't think so, no. The reason I really don't want kids is because I don't like the thought of me having to make decisions about another person's life. Like, I don't like being in control of somebody else's life like that. I don't like the thought, like, if they needed vaccines, I don't like I just don't like that kind of power. I don't want to have to make decisions about somebody else's life that affects their health and wellness, and I don't like to have to choose what school they go to, and if somebody bullies them, and what do? Do I beat the kid's ass? Or, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't like having that sort of power, and I don't like having to make decisions on another being's life, so that's one of the main reasons I don't want to have children. If I got pregnant, of course I wouldn't be like, fuck you baby. Like, no, I would be totally happy, I'm sure, but I'd probably shit my pants a little bit. Via Bruce says, my question is, what was your wedding like? My fiance and I are engaged and been together since we were 13 and now are finally getting married. We're both 26. We're looking for some advice on wedding planning. Should I stress about other things more than others, or this whole day a big whirlwind mess I shouldn't worry about too much? Good question. Weddings, I stressed about and I worried about every little detail and every little centerpiece and every little flower and every little everything. And then I didn't even enjoy my day because I was so stressed out. I decorated the whole thing by myself, control freak. I did my own hair and makeup. No, I didn't do my own hair. I did my own makeup, control freak, which I of course would do my own makeup now, but this was 5 years ago. I did all my own food, control freak. I didn't even have a moment to relax. Don't stress about the little things like centerpieces and all that kind of shit that doesn't matter. Get a really awesome venue, get a good videographer, get a good photographer, make yourself look balling, and love each other and have an awesome day and dance and sing and have a great wedding day. Try not to stress about anything, because stress legitimately just ruins everything. So I stressed too much and I literally regret my wedding day on certain points of it. There are certain points I loved and there are certain points I hated. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't stress about anything if you can try to avoid it. Evie Tansley, or Evie Claire, says, I have a question for when you do a new one. I'm 21 and I have a boyfriend of 1.5 years. I've just left uni, so I've been looking for a new job. He works weekdays and I only see him on weekends, but I'm worried that if I get a job in retail, I will most likely have to work weekends. So you can kind of see my predicament. I keep hinting that we should live together once I've saved up for a few months from the job if I ever get one, but he doesn't really like looking that far into the future, even if it's just talking, and to be honest, it's stressing me out. He says he wants that in the future, but the lack of wanting to talk about it further kind of says the opposite to me. I have anxiety, so I like to have a little bit of a plan, even if it doesn't work out. I like having something to work towards, but he doesn't seem to be excited about the possibility of moving out with me, and I don't want to leave this stuff too long in case nothing happens and I get a job and we hardly see each other and then eventually grow apart, which makes me so sad. So I don't know. Do you have any advice for what to do or how to approach it, or to seem a little less responsive or something? I'm at a loss. I didn't think this was supposed to be such an awkward topic, because to me it's really an exciting stage of my life. Anyway, sorry it's long. I would truly sit down and talk to him and be like, okay, I know you don't like talking about the future, but if you could just look at me for a moment, get off your phone, listen to me. We need to talk about this, because I'm gonna start working with you. I would just be honest. I would say, this is what I'm feeling, and if you're kind of weird about talking about this, well then what the fuck are you doing with me? You've been together with me for 1.5 years. Like, where is this going? I would have the where is this going conversation. You don't have to be weird about it, but you could just be like, okay, are we gonna live together ever? And if we are, can we get the ball rolling on it? Because if we're going to do it eventually, let's just do it now. Or, you know, are we not? And then can we just like figure things out? So I don't like that wishy-washy bullshit. I like to just get things sorted out. I don't like I don't like when people are, I don't know, for lack of a better word, I don't like it when people beat around the bush, or when they feel like they can't talk to their significant other. You should be able to talk to them if you guys are in a relationship for that long about anything. And I don't know, I would just say to him, like, can we not, like, be like this? Can you not, like, just keep me on the fence? Because I'm a planner. I like to plan. And I hate it when people are fly by the seat of their pants. I'm not that type of person. Anonymous person says, I love your videos and your personality. I relate to you so much and you're beautiful and amazing. Thanks, man. Thank you. I have this friend and she's like my only friend, but she's always on her phone and she will ignore me for a couple of hours on her phone. And also, like, I always want to go outside or hang out with her family and she says, no, I don't want to, or nah. And then she will just be quiet again. She also doesn't like to listen to personal things I say. She's always posting things like, no one cares, or I want someone to care again. And she posted it at my house and I told her I care and she's like, I know, like, but you know, like, you just posted about how no one cares. I don't know how to tell her that we're both going to this faraway school together and we have to carpool because I can't drive yet. There's so much more that she does bad things. She gets herself in bad situations that try to help her and other people try to help her, but she never wants to get better. I don't know. I just want to hear what you have to say because I can't tell anyone else. Sorry, this is all over the place. Well, she sounds really annoying to me. I mean, I'm sorry, she's your friend, so I shouldn't say that, but I knew a girl like that back in the day, and she was like that all the time. She would just sit on her phone. She was an introvert. She had anxiety. She never wanted to go out and do anything. And TBH, she was the most annoying fucking bitch. Like, I couldn't be around her because it was just like, oh my god, like, one more time you're stuck in this fucking house. Like, come on. And it's just like, get off your fucking phone. Like, that whole being on her phone all the time thing drove me up the wall. So I truly, if she were my friend, I would, for one, I'd be like putting my hand on front of her phone screen and being like, can you get off your fucking phone? I am the type of friend who would say that to somebody. I wouldn't just be like, well, I wish she would get off her phone. I'd be like, seriously, get off your phone or I'm fucking leaving. This is very annoying. I mean, I've had friends that like sit on their phone. One of my biggest pet peeves in life is when you're talking to somebody and they're like this. Get off your fucking phone. Get off your phone. No one cares, the whole no one cares thing. Be like, well, you know what? The reason no one cares is because you don't fucking get out of your house. Like, I'm sorry. I want to just punch your friend in the face. I'm not going to, but like that whole attention seeking, but I do nothing to fix my own self thing makes me crazy. There's not a lot of advice I have to you other than find a new friend who's not so irritating. I feel like I'm being such a bitch right now. I'm like, find a new fucking friend because she's a bitch. She's not, but she sounds like the worst. So I would try to either talk to her about it and be like, look, I love you, but you need to get off your phone and go and spend time with real human beings and realize that people do care. And if you got that attitude out of your mind, people would literally start to want to be around you. Because that friend that I had back in the day too, she was the same way. She was always like, nobody cares. So sad, bad day. I hate this fucking life. You know why nobody wants to hang out with you? Because you're fucking negative all the time. So negative. Get off of your negative Nancy high horse. If you just act normal and be normal and have conversations with people and stop whining and stop being an attention seeker, people would want to hang out with you. So that's probably what I would tell her if she were my friend. I'd probably be like, okay, let's get real for a minute because you are driving me nuts. Farah says, my ex-boyfriend recently started dating a new girl, and while I would normally have no problem with it, his new girlfriend is identical to me. She has the same name and is me, is physically similar, and has similar interests to me. I honestly find it so creepy and it kind of bothers me. I'm not jealous that he's moved on as I left him, but it bothers me that she's a carbon copy of me. My ex-boyfriend and I are still friends and we get along really well, and I don't find it. And they forgot their keys in the back of my car, so now I have to go leave and bring my keys to people who forget shit all the fucking time. So I don't know. That's really weird of your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend to like, it's really weird of him to like date somebody that's just like you, but you know, I probably would just be over it. It means obviously he still really likes girls like you, so I probably wouldn't read too much into it. I don't know, it probably wouldn't bother me too much unless you still had feelings for him, but I truly would just like to, I don't know, that's a tough one. I don't know if you're looking for advice necessarily on it. My question is you seem not to care what people, oh, Natalie says, my question is that you seem not to care what people think of you, and I've been trying to do that, but it's hard. I feel like there's an invisible wall stopping me from doing things because of it. I wonder if you had any advice on how to not care about other people's opinions. How do I not care about other people's opinions? I don't give a fuck what somebody else thinks about me because Their opinion of me doesn't change me. Their opinion of me is only going to try to make me feel self-conscious about myself, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like feeling self-conscious. So it's really hard for me to give you advice on how not to care. You just literally have to hear what somebody else says and take it like some rando piece of shit talking to somebody else. Like, who cares what they're saying? It's really hard because in high school and in middle school I cared so much what people thought about me, and now I couldn't care less. But I think it's just as I grow older, so truly I can give you advice, but the older I've gotten, the less I care. And I think it has to do with just realizing that somebody else's opinion on you is the last thing that matters, and that's really the best advice I can give you. I'm sorry. Sarah Smith. So I have 2 questions, I'll keep them short. How do you deal with friends who give you backwards compliments or snide comments, and why do you think they do this? Because they're bitches. How would you feel or deal with your boyfriend being attracted to a mutual friend, even if he said it was only a momentary attraction? How do you deal with friends who give you backhanded compliments? Well, I don't really know what that means, so like, make snide comments? I would be like, what the fuck do you mean by that, bitch? Like, fuck you, bitch. I'm the type that calls my friend bitch, though. Like, I'm one of those people when my friend's being like, yeah, well, screw you. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. So I'm very honest with my friends. If somebody made a backhanded comment, I'd be like, what do you mean? I'm like, fucking dick. I don't know. I don't get offended at all, easily at all. I don't know. There's something about me that I just don't get offended. But I would probably call them out. I'm a caller-outer. I like to call people out on their shit because I think a lot of people get by with being a dick without getting called out. How would you feel with my boyfriend being attracted to a mutual friend, even if he said it was only a momentary attraction? I don't know. It doesn't bother me when people are attracted. I don't know, like, if my husband were to be like, wow, she's really cute, and it was like one of my really good friends, I'd be like, you're a dick. I'd be like, yeah, well, he's hot too. And I'd be like, I love looking at his dick. Like, I don't know. I'm not one of those people. I don't get jealous very easily, but I also think that's kind of like, come on. Just maybe don't tell me that kind of stuff, because it makes me feel a little weird when you think my friends are hot. But I think it's also cool to know that we can be in a relationship and we can think other people are attractive and still be with them. Like, I think my husband's friend is cute. Would I have sex with him? No. Would I do anything with him? No. Is he attractive? Yeah, he's a good looking guy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not to be like, ooh, I find him so hot. But he's cute. I mean, I can't deny that. Elizabeth B. Do you have any advice to make the most of summer? I'm on a college break and I have a part-time waitressing job with lots of free time. Try to do something every day. Like, try to go out, be around people, go hang out at new places, try to be around people all the time. I think that those are the memories you make. You do not make memories of the time. You do not make memories of the times that you sit alone at home watching Friends on the couch. You have memories of the times you go out and do things outside of your comfort zone. To make the most of your summer, go do things. Go to the beach, go to the movies, go to restaurants, go to bars, go hang out with friends. I would just truly, unless you're too young. If you're not 21, then yeah, don't go to bars. But go meet people and hang out with people and go out and do things that are outside of your comfort zone, and I think that makes the most of summer. Nicole Beth Smith said, my best friend recently had her son and I'm really excited for her, but I found out she doesn't want her son around me because I chose adoption for my own son. I feel like a pariah people, that people don't want around their kids. I don't know what that means. Am I dumb? I also need help not caring that people still think I'm not a real mom. Just on Mother's Day, all my friends tagged their mommy friends in posts, but I was left out. I feel like I'm not a real mom, but I know I am technically. How do I make my friends realize I am a mom and deserve my son's love one day? If you were to adopt, would you keep the birth mom involved and look at her as a mom as well? That's really tough. Man, that's a tough question. You know, I think that you're really brave for choosing adoption. I think if you don't feel like you would be the best suited mother, I think that choosing adoption is absolutely the way to go. Somebody else is going to love that child or already is loving that child and raising it and doing an awesome job, and I don't think that that's something you should ever be ashamed about. Some people look at people who do adoption like, oh, you took the easy way out, oh, you just got rid of your kid. That's not even cool, man. You know what? That's a hard decision for people to make, and if somebody made it, then kudos to you for being able to say that proudly. And you are a mother. You are a mom. You're a mother without your baby, but you know what? You're a mother. And if I adopted, if it was an open adoption, sure. If the mother wanted to be involved, I don't know. That's really tough because in some ways, I don't know. That's really tough. Like if the mom wanted to be involved, what I don't like is when a kid is adopted by a new family and that's their family and that's their mother and they raise them for 8 years and then the adoptive mother's like, that's my baby. Like, I don't like that. I mean, okay, it can be your birth baby, but you don't have to like be like, fuck you, I'm the real mother. I don't like that kind of thing. I like it though if it's an open adoption and the family can stay cool and get to know each other and it's a mutual. I don't know if I would personally be able to do that, although I don't want kids, so it's really hard for me to say, but it'd be tough. I mean, I would say maybe. It really depends on the situation. I don't know if I'd be able to. Chelsea says, I'm 16 and my boyfriend's 18. We literally spend all our time together. We've only been together for 4 months and I knew him a few weeks before we started dating. Anyway, we recently been arguing a lot and when we argue it's the most horrible time. He never lets me on my phone, even if it's to message my mom. He gets really annoyed. But the thing is, we're not arguing. He's the most amazing boyfriend ever. My question is, should I just ignore the bad times because the good times are so good, or should I end it to making things easier? Quick and easy answer to this question, Chelsea, is that I would end it. And I am that way because I see personally in my life people who say the same thing, who I know their relationships are shit, when they're like, yeah, but the good times are so good. Yeah, but if the bad times are that bad, no, because I tell you one thing right now. If things are bad now when you're together, they only get worse the longer you're together. Things don't get better. I promise you. So if you don't like something about somebody now, it's going to be amplified 10 million times over the course of your relationship if it continues going. So I'm the type that would say end it, because if you're already arguing that soon into a relationship, it's already a bad start, and in my opinion is no bueno. This may be long, so I apologize in advance. I've been dealing with since age 12 and I'm still to this day struggling. I met this guy at a young age and ever since then we've been inseparable, but since the relationship is more than unhealthy, I feel like I'm constantly being let down in the relationship. We make plans to do something, we'll come along and he ends up doing something else. He makes me feel like I'm constantly being let down. We'll make plans and something will come along, he ends up doing something else. He makes me feel bad for being upset and makes me feel like I should be excited for him. There are so many things in our relationship that are simply unhealthy and he can't see what he's doing wrong. We both want it to work more than anything. We're constantly on and off and have been for years. But I feel as if the relationship lacked respect for the most part. I rid him from my life and end up meeting beautiful people who treat me wonderfully, but no matter what, he's on my mind. And the second he shows up in my life again, telling me he has changed, I drop everything else without second thoughts. It is my weakness and I don't know how to avoid it. I know we love each other, we're just having a hard time accepting the fact that we don't work for each other. I know someone out there will appreciate what he has to give and vice versa. I can't find it in myself to accept that we can't be together in these circumstances, but it's so unhealthy to hope someday we could work. It's keeping me from giving myself to other guys in situations because I'm still so crazy about the idea of us working. I'm more than lost and I have no idea what to do. Again, I'm so sorry for the long message. Don't be sorry. I have the perfect answer for you. Leave him. I know it's not what you want to hear, but you guys need to not be together. If it's unhealthy and it gives you this feeling that you have to message me on Facebook to ask me for advice, you know the answer. You just don't want to do it because it's hard. The answer is you need to break it off. Similar situation with somebody that's really close to me, and I told her the same thing 1,000 times. Nothing will ever change. They will not change if they haven't already. Begging, pleading on your knees, I will change, I will change. They're not going to change. It doesn't work like that. I promise you, if you're unhappy now, you will be forever the rest of the time you're with them. You live one time. Do you want to be unhappy like this forever? Nothing will change. And I'm very sorry, but it's so shitty. It's hard to force yourself to do it. But literally, every time you feel the urge to message him, don't. When he comes calling back to you, no. When he wants to get with you, no. We're not good for each other? No. Be with somebody else. Go be with somebody else. I need to be with somebody else. You have to literally force yourself to do it because it's unhealthy for you and you already know it. I'm so sorry. Anonymous says, my best friend and I have been slowly drifting apart since we dove into real life. We were inseparable in high school, but when she did her art school thing, I was trying to stay afloat in work and developing my own interest into my career. She's been a stubborn, sometimes difficult friend, but whenever we hang out together, it's almost magical and we click. She's the only one that can make me laugh until my stomach hurts, so yes, I don't want to lose her. But again, she's always been stubborn. Lately, over the past few years, we've kind of had big fights and things which were said have not been forgotten. We've just moved on to preserve our friendship. I feel like she doesn't understand that I'm a separate person from her. I feel like she's never really understood that. I was a lot more complacent in high school, never rocking the boat for sake of a shared peace. I'm tired of being forced to do things just because I'd be a wet blanket to the group. Admittedly, I'm more bookish than more of a homebody. I hate water parks, roller coasters, silly video games, and other things that she loves. And I did all of those things in the past just because she was my friend. Now, whenever I speak my mind on things that I really don't want to do, she says I'm not being a team player to our little friend group. When I heard that, I wanted to end it right there and then, because I really do all of the things they want. There are certain aspects of my life that she has no idea about because I know she wouldn't enjoy it. I've tried to test the waters in the past and she would always come up with the lame excuse, or she would say, oh, that's really not my thing. Yes, I've spoken to her about this and she has admittedly said that she can come off as a bitch and is perhaps uncompromising, but she seems unwilling to do anything about it. I think I know the answer and that I should probably just distance myself from her, but I'm wondering if there's some way I could reach her before I cut ties with her. What do you think? If you've already talked to her about it and you've already made the effort to tell her your fears and concerns and she still doesn't seem concerned, I would probably just do what you already know. I mean, if I am hanging out with somebody and I have no interest in them, I can't be their friend. I just can't. You can drift apart. There are a lot of people that I was friends with that our interests just completely drifted opposite from one another, and I think that's totally okay. You don't have to feel bad about the fact that you may lose a friend. You guys can still hang out and talk and watch movies and stuff and not do the things you hate. Like, when you guys hang out, just stop playing video games and doing all that stuff and do something you guys do like to do together. Like, if you hate video games and she hates books, well then don't get together and play video games and read books. Get together and do something you both like. You have to have some common interest somewhere. So maybe don't do those things and do only things you guys like to do together, and realize that your friendship's going to differ from what it was, but that's okay, and to just do the things you guys like doing together and don't dwell on that other crap. I'm sorry, it's probably not what you wanted to hear, but fact. Anonymous, I'm virgin and 24 years old. I've never kissed a guy or even held hands. I totally want to have someone I can trust and love. I'm a huge romantic, but because of self-confidence issues, body issues, and being shy, I've never been with a guy. It caused me a lot of pain, which I've always kept hidden, and loneliness, especially when I have family and friends who act like I need to have a boyfriend and that it's strange that I don't, like something is wrong with me. But I'm perfectly okay with being single until I meet someone that's right for me. Even if I'm lonely and romantic movies make me cry, lol. I am not a marriage before sex type of person, nor do I expect to marry the first person I'm in a real relationship with, though obviously I'm not someone to jump into a relationship unless there's genuine love. So I don't mean marriage only, but just someone who I can trust and have mutual respect with. Otherwise, I can never really allow someone to do something so intimate with me as having sex. So many of my family members who are women, and so many of my girlfriends have just been used by men, cheated on, and a couple even physically abused. My mother dealt with years of infidelity from my father, which pushed her to divorce him in 3 years ago now. I'm very afraid to also open up and trust guys. I know not all men are this way, but so many I've met and know are. Basically, I just have so many fears and insecurities with myself having a relationship. Most of my family says I need a boyfriend already, and when I was with some of my friends hanging out, a boy I knew from school I hadn't seen in years was there and was shocked and laughed when a friend of mine told him I'm still a virgin. So, after my long message, sorry, what to ask is it bad to still be a virgin at my age? Should I start trying more to just lose this, for loss of better words, or should I do what I've always been doing and possibly still be a virgin at 20 years or even older? I feel like laughing when I say this, but it does hurt. I even wonder to myself, are there any guys that even like me anyways? It never seems like they're ever interested. What is your opinion, and do you have any tips or advice about this? Thank you so much for reading, and I really love you. You're so truthful and you don't hide things about yourself, and you're gorgeous. Thank you. Being a virgin. Okay, I lost my virginity when I was 15. I cried after I lost it. I was like, why did I do that? I should have waited till I was married. But do I feel like I am glad I didn't wait? Yeah. If it's not religious reasons and stuff like that that you're not doing it, then I would just do it when it feels right. Don't let anybody else's stigma or advice be like, you're still a virgin? Fuck you. Who cares if I'm still a virgin? It doesn't affect your life at all. You know what? I'm awesome, and you can go suck a dick, because I'm not gonna. But I would say, if you want to have sex, have sex. Don't let anybody pressure you into it. If you're not ready and you want to wait till the perfect guy comes along, wait. But just warning you, he may not come along, because there really is no such thing as the perfect person. Sex really isn't that big a deal anyway. I overhyped it in my head, and then it ended up being like, seriously? That was what I overhyped. I truly feel like if you are ready to do it, you'll do it. And I probably just start dating guys first, and if it turns into sex, don't go into it being like, okay, this is the guy, the first guy I'm gonna have sex with. But just meet somebody, and if you know, similar interests, that's where you meet them. Like, don't meet guys in bars, because they're gonna try to get in your pants. Or, you know, meet guys at the library, or go hang out places and meet people, and if you're not ready, then you're not ready. But don't put this stigma behind it that it's something that it isn't, because once it happens, you're gonna be like, why haven't I been doing this longer? My best friend, one of my best friends lost her virginity at 28 or 29, and I don't think it's weird. I think it's totally fine. Like, if that's just the way it is, then that's the way it is, and so it's fine. Who fucking cares? Like, and you know, now she's a sex maniac, so just saying. But I don't think that you should care what other people think about you being a virgin, because I think that it's nobody else's business what you do with your lady parts. And when you find the right person and you feel ready to have sex with them, don't have this stigma behind it that it's going to be crazy and big and weird and this big monumentous experience because you may be a little let down. Sex is great, but it's not like the movies make it seem. This is another anonymous. It says here, I need your help because everything I touch turns to shit. I used to be really clever, now I get bad grades, even when I try my absolute hardest. I was a complete bitch in school, and afterwards I knew I needed to change, so I tried to spread love and kindness. I apologize to those I hurt, but I can't make or keep friends. I tried to set up my own channel, and that's not successful either. I don't mean it's not popular, because I don't mind about that, but because I thought it would increase my confidence and help me make friends, and it hasn't. I try hard in everything I do, and it never seems to pay off. Can you help? Fuck. Well, that sucks. I don't know if I can help you. It sounds like you're doing everything right. You sound like a nice person and a good person, and you tried creating a YouTube channel. I mean, it doesn't make you feel any better about yourself. Well, try to find something that does. I mean, maybe stop trying to spread love and do things for other people, and maybe just do what makes you happy. If YouTube isn't that thing and it hasn't helped you increase your confidence or try to make friends, then fuck, don't do it. I mean, I don't know. I've been kind of where you are, and I've felt that way before too, but I'm sure it's not as bad as you think it is, but I don't know how to help you. Come Periscope with me and we'll talk and we'll become friends. Come on Periscope and we'll be friends. Download Twitter, download the app Periscope, come sit on there and we'll be friends, and we'll all be friends together. And I'm truly serious, we like become friends on Periscope, so come do that. Shelly says, so I have a friend I met on the internet, and we met a few times in person, but we're very close, and I was a little bit difficult since he lives 2 hours away. Anyway, everything was fine until I realized that he was ignoring me, never responding to my texts, which is important considering that's the only way we communicate. Now, I'm not the type of person who expects you to text me 24/7, but he wouldn't respond for over 2 days. I've tried to explain to him how it upsets me and how he would actually keep up on responding to me for a few days, and other times he would call me problematic and annoying. I've been trying to cut him off, but I found out that our families are going camping trip together. Ugh. So my question is, should I just go on the camping trip and continue cutting him off or not? The hardest thing about not being friends with him is that we have all the same friends. Sorry if this is long. Your Periscopes are so fun. Thanks. I would cut him off. I just wouldn't even talk to him on the camping trip, and if he's like, hey, I'd be like, oh, fuck you, leave me alone. He sounds like a total dickhole, and he sounds like he talks to you when he feels like he wants to, and that's not a cool friendship. So yeah, I would continue freezing him out even on the camping trip. That's just me though. I'm that type of person. I'm kind of a vindictive bitch that way. So you can do that. I mean, I probably would. I'd probably be like, oh yeah, you have time for me now? Well, suck my dick, bitch. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. And I love you, Shelly, by the way. I think you're the same Shelly that you've been hanging out on Periscope. So, and that is it for raw advice this time. This video was probably very long, but it doesn't seem like you guys mind how long the videos are. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm on Periscope now. So anybody that has Periscope, if you don't know what Periscope is, I'm going to quickly give you a rundown of what it is. Periscope is an app that you connect with your Twitter. So if you don't have Twitter, go download it right now. Go to the App Store, download Twitter, get it, set up the account. It doesn't have to be perfect, just set it up. Then download the app Periscope. On there, my name is RawBeautyKristi, capital RBK. Don't know if that matters, but it is. You can find me there. I broadcast on Periscope almost every day. When I say broadcast on Periscope, I am live. I'll show you a live broadcast. So basically, this was me live broadcasting on Periscope, and I was talking, and all of these are comments from people that are on there watching me on Periscope, and these are little hearts they can give me and tell me, hey, I love you. And so basically you guys can ask me questions and talk to me on there, and I can respond to you in real time. So it's totally live. You guys are like, hey Kristi, I really love your eyeshadow. What are you wearing? I'm like, oh, I'm wearing NYX Mermaid. You know what I mean? So it's really cool because it is such a great way for me to interact with you guys without being like viewers. Me. I don't like that. I like it to be like, we're all friends, let's all connect. So go add me on Periscope and come when I broadcast, it'll say, RawBeautyKristi is broadcasting. You click play and I'm right there and you'd be like, Kristi, I love your videos. I'd be like, thank you so much, Shelly. So that's what it's been like, and I feel like I've made some hilarious friends. We did a movie night the other night where we put on Hook and we all watched movies together and we all laughed and we told stories, and it's just so much fun. So if you have Periscope, or if you don't, go download it because I'm on it and I love it. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Periscope. I have a new one to add to my repertoire. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I try to put up one on Saturday or Sunday if I have a moment. And I've been on Periscope so much that I've been neglecting YouTube videos, so trying to get to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions for my next Raw Advice video, put them in the comments of this video or send me a private message on Facebook if you want it to remain anonymous, and I will try to answer them. They can be about anything. They don't have to be about relationships. They don't have to be about friends. They can be about anything. Anything you guys want to know. If you're like, Kristi, how many times have you pooped today? I'll be like, I don't know, 5. Because it's usually that many because I have issues, okay? Other than that, if you guys want to know anything about me, about you, about friends, about life, about weather, about anything, money, anything, you just ask it and I'll tell you. Because I have no filter whatsoever and I don't give a shit. I love you guys so, so much. I hope you guys go follow me on Periscope because it's been my new obsession, and seriously, we could all be BFFs on there. We can talk and it's just the coolest thing ever. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye.